We are back from the Harbor Freights. We took our 7-inch G1 quarter-inch Icon G1 7-inch long ratchet in for a warranty replacement. So, here's what happened. I had two of these. This is the 3/8 Tecton anvil replacement, okay? And then I had another quarter-inch that I left a quarter-inch, and I took my Tecton quarter-inch. This is like a 6.5-inch ratchet, and I switched the innards from this ratchet into the Icon ratchet because I preferred the Icon over this flatter handle. This one is one that I keep inside on my workbench. So when I was using the quarter-inch version of this with the Tecton innards in it, I was getting some binding up when I was getting into something where I needed to put a little muscle on it. So it was going, and then the back ratchet was binding up on it. So I thought maybe it was an issue with the quarter-inch anvil out of the Tecton setup. So I took the Tecton innards that I had in that, and this is kind of hard to follow. So I took the Tecton innards back out of the Icon and put it back in this. And then I put the Icon innards back in the quarter-inch ratchet. Went back to town on it, and the same thing, even with the Icon, it was binding up on the backswing. So I took the innards out of that ratchet and stuck them in this ratchet that I did the 3/8 on, and I had no issues whatsoever. So I'm not sure if it was like, I didn't get a micrometer out or nothing. So I don't know if it was something to do with the actual head or the milling or whatever the case is. But the other quarter-inch Icon 7-inch G1 ratchet that I had was binding up with the Icon innards and the Tecton innards, and when I put them in this one, I wasn't having any issues. So now that we got that out of the way, I brought it back to Harbor Freight to find out what they were going to do because a lot of the stores don't have this anymore. So there is one store about 20 minutes away that was showing that they had these in stock. But I wanted to see what I could do about getting the G2 ratchet replacement instead. So I went to the store. Oh, let me turn this off. Of course, that always kicks on. So I went to the store, and of course, Icon has the G2 7-inch non-comfort grip and the G2 7-inch non-flex head, but they don't have the 7-inch flex head G2. So my options were this. I could have exchanged this for the non-flex head version of the G2 with the comfort grip. I could have exchanged this for the 7-inch G2 non-comfort grip flex head. So that one was $29.99. The non-flex head comfort grip was $32.99. Then they have this one, which is on ITC right now. This one is $44.99 that has the locking flex head. And then they have the non-locking flex head, the same ratchet G2. That one is $52.99, I believe that one was. So the way it works is you have to pay the difference between this ratchet and this ratchet. Now what I want to tell you is I found out that you have to have the receipt for this ratchet. All right. They can only look back on your account like a couple months. So this ratchet right now I paid $29.99 for. On the closeout pricing for the stores that have this ratchet is like $22.97 or what is it? $22.79. That's what it was. That's what he pulled this up as, is $22.79. So I said, man, I know I paid more than that for the ratchet. So luckily, I get all the emails of my receipts. So I was able to go into my email and look through until I found the receipt for this ratchet. Not this one, but the one I returned. Same ratchet, 1/4 inch, whatever. And I was able to find the receipt for the $29.99. So I got the $29.99 credit for that. This ratchet was $44.99. All right. So when I found the receipt for that, and I got my $29.99 discount, or not discount, but my $29.99 for the warranty on this, and then I used the ITC was 44. What did we say? 44.99. So I only had to pay the difference of the $16 between this ratchet and this ratchet. So I went from the 7-inch to the 9-inch. I went from the G1 flex head to the G2 locking flex head. And I haven't even opened this thing yet. So I've already got this G2 that I fell in love with the mechanism on it. I've got my stubby G2 flex head. And now I have my 9-inch. So the reason I decided to go with the 9-inch locking flex head and I didn't go with the 7-inch non-comfort grip flex head or the 7-inch non-flex head comfort grip is because I've already got all these. So I mean, this is my 3/8, so that one's out. If I want to turn it back into the 1/4 inch, I can, but I like the 3/8 ratchet, so that one's out. We're not turning that back, right? So now I've got my, what's that? My 12-inch non-flex head, which this thing is awesome. I love this ratchet. I got my stubby flex head. I got my mean kit 1/4 inch flex head if I need that. I got my, what's this, 6.5 inch Tecton 1/4 inch. It's not a locking flex, but it's a detent flex. I've got my Husky non-ratcheting or non-flex head 5.25 inch, so 5-inch, which this one is awesome. I've used this one for years. The back drag's not horrible. It's still pretty skinny. You know, maybe a little bit thicker than the Tecton. The same size as the G2. Yep, same size as the G2. So the comfort grip 7-inch really just didn't make sense for me when, like, there's nothing wrong with this one. I'm not a huge fan of the grip, but if I need 7-inch-ish with a flex head, I still have this one. I can go in the house and get this off my workbench. So in my toolbox, I've got my 12-inch non-flex head comfort grip. I've got my stubby flex head. I've got my Husky non-flex head. I've got my Beam locking flex head. And now I'm going to have my 9-inch locking flex head G2 ratchet. And then, like I said, if I wanted to, I can turn this one back into a 1/4 inch. I mean, I'm not going to, but anything these ratchets are going to do, this one's going to be able to do, because I have, you know, I have sockets, obviously 3/8 sockets as well as 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch sockets. So yeah, that is why I decided to pay the $16 and upgrade to the G2 9-inch flex head one. So now that we got that out of the way, let me grab a razor blade and let's get this open. I'm kind of excited about this. So I got into the G1s as they were going to ITC. They didn't have very many G2s on the market yet, but now there's so many of them out there that I'm actually kind of a little upset that they don't have the G2 7-inch yet, but whatever, it is what it is. So this is still pretty sweet. And the nice part about this is if this one messes up, I don't have to mess around with no receipts or nothing. I just go in there with this and we're good to go. So, well, I guess we gotta get some cutters. So we got the Icon flush mount cutters so we can cut this bad boy off of there. All right. And now, oh man, they really make it hard to open these. There we go. Oh yeah. I mean, that's not a big fan of the play in that. I mean, it's still, I think it needs some breaking in, but the detent isn't, I mean, you can hear it, but it's not as pronounced as that. But that's actually, I'm kind of a little disappointed about the play in it. I mean, I guess it's not a big deal, but I thought it'd be a, well, whatever. It's a budget tool, but yeah, I'm happy with it. Sealed. Oh yeah, there we go. It's smoothing out now. It just took a little bit. Yeah. This is how I break them in. That's how I break them in. Like one of those New Year's Eve noise makers. So, oh man, that's pretty. I like how smooth it is compared to the other one. I mean, it's not a great test for back drag, but I still think that's pretty good. Yeah. So there you go. This is the replacement ratchet. So there you go. This is the replacement for the 7-inch non-locking flex head G1. We've now got a 9-inch locking flex head 1/4-inch ratchet to go with all my other 1/4-inchers. So yeah, we're getting there with the G2s. We only got a few more to go, but there you go. Now you know, if you have a G1, you can go to a store that still has them in stock. There is a store by me that was showing this ratchet in stock. I decided to go to a store that didn't have them in stock to see what they would do about changing it out, and this is what I ended up coming home with. Cost me a little bit of extra money, but at the end of the day, it was worth the 16 bucks to upgrade to the G2 ratchet. So if you have G1s that you want to upgrade, as these start to go on ITC, start switching out your ratchets. You're going to have to pay the difference, but I think it's worth it. So appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, questions, please put them down below. And if you wouldn't mind mashing that thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, it's free. It don't cost you nothing. And I appreciate you watching.